Bombshell news. 1,000-pound sisters. Fans spot strange scars on Amy Slaton's skin. Was she abused by her fiancé? Reality television has always thrived on controversy, raw emotion, and shocking revelations, but rarely has a storyline sent tremors through a fanbase quite like the latest bombshell surrounding 1,000-pound sisters star Amy Slaton. In a recent batch of candid photos and behind-the-scenes clips, fans noticed something unsettling: strange, dark scars on Amy's skin. Almost immediately, speculation exploded across social media, with many questioning whether these marks were simply part of her weight loss journey or if they pointed to something much darker. Could Amy Slaton, the bubbly yet often overwhelmed star of TLC's hit show, be hiding the truth about abuse at the hands of her fiancé? Or is the fanbase overreacting, piecing together shadows into conspiracies? This is the story of how one viral moment has spiraled into one of the most heated debates in 1,000-pound sisters history. Since the show's premiere in 2020, 1,000-pound sisters has been both a shocking spectacle and an intimate portrayal of struggle. At the heart of the series are sisters Amy and Tammy Slaton, two Kentucky-born women battling extreme obesity, family drama, and the pressures of reality TV fame. Fans have laughed, cried, and screamed at their television screens as the sisters navigated everything from bariatric surgery to heartbreak. Amy, the younger of the two, was often seen as the hopeful one. She underwent weight loss surgery in the earlier seasons, celebrated the births of her children, and tried to keep her household together. But life hasn't been smooth. Her marriage to Michael Halterman, the father of her children, collapsed in a storm of arguments, accusations, and custody struggles. Since then, Amy has been linked to a new man, her alleged fiancé, whose presence has caused division among fans. Where Tammy's story has often focused on health scares and her fiery personality, Amy's arc has leaned toward heartbreak, resilience, and survival. But even for longtime watchers, the scars spotted on her body felt like a disturbing escalation. It all began with what should have been a light-hearted moment. Amy posted a set of selfies on social media, showing off her slimmer frame while wearing a tank top. But instead of admiration for her progress, eagle-eyed fans zoomed in on her upper arms and shoulders. There, faint but visible, were thin, reddish scars. Some appeared fresh, while others looked older, faded into pale lines. "Is anyone else seeing this?" wrote one fan on Reddit. "Those look like defensive wounds, not surgery scars," another chimed in. "Please tell me she's safe. I don't trust that man she's with," a third commenter added. The conversation quickly spread to TikTok, Instagram fan pages, and YouTube channels dedicated to dissecting every second of the Slaton sisters' lives. Entire videos slowed down frames and circled the scars with red arrows, turning Amy's body into a puzzle for strangers to solve. The question loomed: where did the scars come from? It didn't take long for the wildest theories to emerge. Some believed Amy's fiancé was abusive, pointing to his rumored temper and the lack of warmth seen in paparazzi snaps. Others suggested that Amy had been covering up a dangerous relationship, too afraid to go public with the truth. "She looks like a woman who's hiding something," one fan insisted on Twitter. "Those aren't weight loss scars. That's from being grabbed." "Look closely," another TikTok commentator claimed. The scars fueled fears that Amy's fiancé might be controlling or even violent. Fans drew parallels to past episodes where Amy looked unusually withdrawn or where her laughter seemed forced. Even casual viewers began rewatching clips, hunting for moments where she flinched at his touch or avoided eye contact. Of course, not everyone was convinced the scars were signs of abuse. A quieter but still significant portion of the fanbase offered other possibilities. Some pointed out that skin removal surgeries, often part of post-weight loss journeys, can leave lasting marks. Others suggested they might be from forelines, catheters, or infections, which are common in patients with long hospital stays. "She's been through so many medical procedures," argued one commenter. "People are acting like doctors' scars don't exist." Another noted, "Loose skin rubs, infections happen. Why jump to the worst conclusion?" This fandom loves drama. This camp believed fans were guilty of projecting too much onto Amy's situation, turning everyday marks into evidence for a crime that may not exist. Still, the louder voices, the ones insisting Amy was a victim, drowned out most of the rational takes. One of the strangest parts of this saga is the silence of the Slaton family. In the past, Amy's sisters, especially the outspoken Amanda, have not hesitated to speak up when drama swirls. Whether defending each other or throwing shade, the family rarely avoids a fight. But this time, nothing. No Instagram story clarifications. No fiery TikTok rants. Just silence. To fans, that silence spoke volumes. If it was just surgery scars, Amanda would have already told us to shut up, one Reddit user argued. The fact that nobody is clearing it up is suspicious, another replied. The silence has only fueled theories that something is indeed wrong, that Amy's loved ones either don't know the full truth or are trying to protect her from public judgment. Amy's fiancé, whose name TLC has kept largely out of the spotlight, has now become the target of intense scrutiny. Fans combed through every public photo of him, analyzing his body language, his grip on Amy's hand, the way he looked at her when cameras were near. Some claimed he appeared controlling, with his arm always wrapped tightly around her shoulders. Others swore he seemed dismissive, his eyes wandering while Amy smiled nervously for the camera. The fiancé himself has not issued any public statement, though anonymous sources claim he's furious about the rumors. But his silence, much like the family's, has only added fuel to the fire. To understand why fans are so quick to believe Amy could be a victim, one must revisit her history. Her marriage to Michael Holterman, which at first appeared stable and loving, crumbled under accusations of neglect, arguments, and a lack of support. Amy often shouldered the burden of parenting while Michael reportedly checked out. Divorce filings revealed bitter disputes, and Amy hinted at feeling trapped in an unhealthy cycle. Given that background, fans fear Amy may have fallen into another toxic relationship, one that could escalate beyond neglect into outright harm. Victims often go from one abusive partner to another, one social worker commented on Facebook. It's not uncommon. That's why people are so worried. The speculation hasn't just stayed in fan forums. Tabloid websites, gossip YouTubers, and entertainment blogs have latched onto the story, amplifying it into a full-blown scandal. Headlines scream, "What are Amy's scars hiding? £1,000 sisters star in secret pain? Is TLC covering up an abusive relationship?" The media frenzy places Amy in an almost impossible position. If she speaks out, she risks exposing painful truths or, if the scars are harmless, she risks embarrassment over something deeply personal. If she stays silent, the speculation will only grow. TLC, the network behind £1,000 Sisters, now faces its own crisis. The show has always walked a fine line between entertainment and exploitation, balancing genuine struggles with the drama that keeps viewers hooked. But if fans believe Amy is being abused and the network is ignoring it, the backlash could be severe. Some fans have already called for boycotts. Others are demanding TLC conduct welfare checks. The hashtag #ProtectAmy has trended more than once, forcing TLC to weigh whether to address the rumors directly. Yet, true to reality TV tradition, silence may be part of the plan. After all, a mystery like this practically guarantees ratings for the next season. The scariest question lingers in every fan's mind: what if Amy really is being abused? The idea is devastating. Amy, who has spent years fighting for her health, her independence, and her children, would suddenly be painted not as a triumphant survivor, but as a woman trapped in yet another nightmare. The scars would no longer be just marks on her skin, they'd be proof of hidden violence, of suffering endured in silence. And yet, abuse survivors often find their voices through the very platforms meant to entertain. Could the show itself become the stage for Amy to reveal her truth? But the opposite is equally possible. What if the scars are simply the byproduct of surgeries, infections, or accidents? What if Amy's fiancé is guilty of nothing but bad posture in photographs? If that's the case, Amy may feel betrayed by her own fanbase. The very people who claim to love and support her would have turned her private body into public evidence, dissecting her like a character instead of treating her like a human being. Reality TV stars often say the hardest part of fame is not the cameras, but the endless speculation. For Amy, this scandal may be the clearest example yet. As the scars debate rages on, the Slaton family finds itself once again at the center of chaos. Tammy, now healthier than ever after her own surgery, may feel conflicted about stepping in. Amanda may be preparing to unleash her fury on anyone who dares accuse her family. And Amy, caught in the middle, faces the biggest decision of all: to speak or stay silent. Ultimately, the situation raises a question far bigger than one reality star. Where is the line between concern and intrusion? Fans claim they only want Amy safe. But in their obsession, they've magnified scars into a possible abuse case, perhaps adding to her stress rather than helping her. The scandal forces viewers to reflect on how much of someone's life they have the right to speculate about and whether good intentions can still cause harm. As of now, Amy has not addressed the scars. Her fiancé remains quiet. TLC remains strategic in its silence. And the fans? They continue to watch, analyze, and argue, waiting for the truth. When £1,000 Sisters returns, the scars will no doubt be the elephant in the room. Will Amy acknowledge them? Will her fiancé's behavior confirm or deny suspicions? Or will the show, as it so often does, skirt around the drama, leaving fans to connect the dots on their own? Whatever happens, one thing is certain: the scars on Amy's skin have left permanent marks on the hearts and minds of her audience. Reality TV thrives on mystery, but behind every viral headline is a real person. Whether Amy Slaton's scars are signs of surgery, accidents, or something darker, she deserves compassion more than judgment. Until she speaks her truth, all fans can do is wait and hope that the woman they've cheered for all these years is safe, loved, and healing in every sense of the word. Because sometimes, the deepest scars aren't on the skin at all.